she kind of thought like it was part of like the video, and he basically kept asking her to like sleep with like him and all of his friends. And why the fuck is Doug doing drugs? Hey everyone, welcome back to my shitty ass channel.
It's about a special type of girl. We call her KarleeSteel.
We're having and we hear a knock on the door, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I kind of looked at her. We're like mid fucking, and I was like,
literally.
And I was like, did you hear that? And then she's like, I don't know, yeah, but like I didn't really think it was the door, so I just said fuck it, and I just kept fucking her.
I know you guys are probably tired of me promoting this, but once we get to 1,300 Patreon members, I will be doing a Zoom call with the $20 tiers. However, these are just some of the videos I do. Me and Josh smoke on here, and we talk. We just smoke and chill. It's so funny. And then there's also podcasts on there. There's also a birthday fist fight video that me and Caitlin did a story time on. There's a bunch of cool things, so go check that out.
So today I am coming back with like the OG on like what made me poppin' on YouTube, and honestly I feel like this is needed on the YouTube community because honestly these type of videos have really I'm so popular. Sorry, my phone just keeps going off. It's one person. I feel like these type of videos basically have completely not been around on YouTube much lately. I don't know if maybe I'm just not following the type of people that do these type of things, but I am going to bring back story times on this channel. It's going to be all about YouTube story times, and as a YouTuber, I've been a YouTuber now for 5 years, and honestly, I have been around a lot of fucking drama. Not just like drama that's like stupid, but like some crazy fucking drama. Like the YouTube drama you guys hear about on like drama channels and stuff isn't even the type of like drama that goes on behind closed doors. But we are gonna talk about YouTube story times. I don't know what I wanna call this, like the YouTube Chronicles. Like, I don't even know. Like, so if you guys have a cool name for like these series I'm gonna do, leave them down below. But this is what made basically my YouTube channel started on. So if you guys have found me from storytime videos, I'm gonna be back doing some until I run out, but I'm gonna start off with one that's not super juicy, but juicy enough. I have a coffee here. It's not tea, it's coffee, because your girl needs energy, and I'm drinking it through a straw because your girl is vain and doesn't want her teeth to be stained. So let's get started with the video. Okay, so this video, you can tell by the title, is where my best friend actually ended up going on a date with a very popular YouTuber. This YouTuber has millions and millions and millions of people following them. Honestly, I won't be surprised if some of you guess him, but obviously we're not going to mention his name at all, and I'm going to try to give as little few hints as possible. All I'm going to say is that he's a vlogger, and that's kind of important because you'll see in this video where we talk about him having his vlog camera. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go to specifics, but he's very popular and you probably know him. Like, I don't really know anyone that doesn't know him, maybe like some people that aren't on YouTube very often, but if you know me, you probably know him because I'm literally a nobody. So before we get this started, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also comment down below hashtag Karlee's back, because I am back. I'm gonna be doing things that actually have brought me here. Like, I want to do Tub Talk Tuesdays, but your girl doesn't have a body for Tub Talk Tuesdays anymore. Maybe we could do like Couch Potato Tuesdays. I don't know. So this was probably around 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Yes, it was 2 years ago. If you guys know what Playlist Live is, it's kind of like VidCon, but kind of like on a smaller scale, but it's almost starting to be the same level as VidCon almost. It's basically where social media stars go to meet fans, hang out with other creators, meet businesses, party. I honestly just go to have a good time and see my YouTube friends. I had a friend named Chloe, and I brought Chloe, and I also brought Caitlin. So in the hotel, Playlist Live is like based in a hotel. It's a really big hotel. There's two sections. So there's like a north side and like the other side, right? And the north tower is the creator side. So you have to either have a VIP pass or be like a business person in order to enter it, so that it keeps all of like the YouTube creators in one section, so we don't have fans running around. So we're all in a room, right? We're chilling, having a good time. I'm feeling famous or whatever because I'm with like all these big YouTubers on this floor, and we're hanging out, whatever. We hear the people across from us being kind of loud, and so we kind of like are listening. We're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like these people we know and that we watch, and like it sounds just like them. We keep listening, whatever. but we kind of like get on with it because like you usually end up walking into people anyways, so we kind of like just ignored it. We're sitting in the hotel room and we're just hanging out, doing whatever, and we wanted to go get Starbucks. So Starbucks is connected into the hotel, and I know I'm not like famous, but when you're going somewhere that's based on YouTube and people are there who watch YouTube, it's kind of like you're famous for those like 3 days because everyone there watches YouTube, right? So everyone knows, almost the whole YouTube community. So when I want Starbucks, which is basically in the main lobby, which is where all the fans sit, I can't go. There's no way that I'm gonna be able to walk through those fans and make it to Starbucks without taking a million pictures, getting stopped a million times, and then by that time, like I probably won't even want Starbucks anymore. I avoid going downstairs often unless I'm going in with a mindset like, okay, I'm ready to take pictures, I'm ready to meet people. You have to kind of prepare yourself because you can get like you can get swarmed very quickly. I know I sound like I know I'm not Kim Kardashian, and I know I'm sounding like I'm Kim Kardashian. If you're a YouTuber and you've been to Playlist Live, you understand what I'm saying. Like, you get swarmed regardless. I can't have any of my friends go down there. I can't have me go down there because it just gets swarmed. So I needed a Starbucks drink, and I ended up getting a fan to get me one.
So I know this sounds super bad, but don't worry. The fan, I actually gave them the money to buy it, and I made sure they were able to get a drink themselves. It's just because I didn't want to go and get swarmed. I probably wouldn't have made it to the Starbucks. So that's why. I know it sounds like I was like using them, but that's not what I was doing, I swear.
And I was standing basically like behind, so like there's like security guards, and then there's fans, and the fans kind of just wait there waiting for like people to come out of the North Tower because you get to see them walk by, but you're kind of blocked by security. And I get my Starbucks and we go back upstairs. When we go back upstairs, we end up like chilling in the hallway because we ended up running into some people in the hallway right back near our room. So we were kind of outside of our room all talking to other people. And I don't really like to bring people into my hotel room, especially if I have other people staying there. I don't like, as much as these people are YouTubers, I don't really know them like on a personal level, like they could steal something. Like, so when I want to hang out with people, we usually just chill in the hallway. The guy that was across, and he opened the door and he had like his camera, and he was like, "Hi, can you guys be quiet?" And I think he was joking, mostly for vlog footage, because like he had his camera right there and he said it in like a funny way, but he was making eye contact with Chloe. So Chloe is my best friend. Making eye contact with Chloe like the whole time. But we didn't really think much of it because it was just like, okay, maybe that's like who he saw. Like, he wasn't looking at all of us, he was like looking at Chloe and was like, "Can you guys be quiet?" And then like shut the door. I don't think he really wanted us to be quiet. I think it was more for like the vlog or something. I don't know. I feel like people are gonna start catching on, and I really don't want people to catch on because it's really awkward. But anyways, basically when you are a like fan and you buy a ticket to Playlist Live, you get to pick 2 people to meet. So you get someone on Saturday and you get someone on Sunday. My meetup was on Saturday, and you get to pick, like, they get to pick 2 people. You get to pick any 2 YouTubers that are going, and you get to pick those 2 people. Mine was completely sold out, which literally made my heart melt because like I feel like I'm like a nobody. On the way to my meet and greet, because you have to take like a back way, it's like really weird because you don't want to walk through fans, right? So you have to kind of go through like the back tunnel of the hotel to get to your meet and greet spot. And every single time we would like walk past the guy that was across from us, which is, I don't even know what we should call him. Should we call him like, let's call him Doug. Yeah, let's call him Doug. So every single time we walk past Doug, remember Doug is like this huge YouTuber, right? The guy that's across the hall, the one that was staring at Chloe. Every single time we pass Doug, he's like saying hi to Chloe. He's just like he's saying hi to all of us, I feel like, but I feel like he was mostly looking at Chloe, and like we didn't want to be crazy and be like, "Oh my god, he likes you," but like, you know how you could just tell the vibe from like a guy, and he kept saying like hi to Chloe. And then he was opening doors for Chloe. Like, I'm gonna explain one more thing and then we'll get back to the story. I know I suck at explaining stories, but there's also like a restaurant that's attached to Playlist Live. So there's like this restaurant that is specifically for creators, and we were walking through there once, and Doug was there and held the door open for Chloe, but like didn't hold the door open for us. And I don't know, they made eye contact again. He was just like being like super like nice to Chloe, paying attention to her in eye contact. So anyways, that was also something that happened in between that, but I didn't really mention it. Okay, so let's go back to going to the meet and greet. So yeah, we're walking with security. He said hi to Chloe again. We finally get to my meet and greet. There's tables in the back, and then there's like a curtain, and then there's like the fans, right? So I walked out to see my fans, and Chloe and Caitlin had to like sit at this table. Caitlin ended up coming with me and kind of being like my psych, but Chloe was in the back sitting at a table, and she's like on her phone, and then all of a sudden she looks up and Doug is sitting right next to her, like right next to her. And she's kind of just like, "Hey, like, what's up? Because like they're sitting there, right? So it's like really awkward. So then like Doug was like, how are you? She was like, good, how are you? We kind of just were sitting in silence, I guess, for a little bit. At least that's what she told me. We end up going back to my room. She went downstairs, it was to get something, like it must have been like chaser for like alcohol or something because we were drinking. I don't know what it was for, but she went downstairs to get something for me. I'm sitting in the hotel room and all of a sudden I hear knock, knock, knock at the door, like, and I was like, oh shit. I thought it was gonna be like security or something because we had music playing, not like super loud, but I thought it was gonna be like security, like we were being too loud, like I didn't know. Like it was pretty late at night, I think it was like 10:30 at night. And I was like, no one's supposed to be coming here. I was like, maybe it's just like a friend, I don't know. So I opened the door and it's fucking Doug, okay? And he's like, hey, is Chloe there? I guess they introduced each other like while they were sitting at the table. I don't even know how. And I was like, no, she went downstairs to get something, but I'll give you her phone number. And he was like, okay, yeah, perfect. Low-key, I was like kind of jealous because I was like, oh, I wish it was me. But I was like so proud of my friend. I was like, yes, bitch, yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. So after I gave him her number, we ended up like just chilling for the rest of the night and he ends up texting her. But we got so drunk that like she barely answered the text message. The next morning, she finally answers his text message. He was like, do you want to get dinner tonight? And she was like, what the fuck? Like she's not someone who goes on dates. Like she's not that bitch. Like she's super picky, but like he's like super famous. And like we were all excited for her. We're like, dude, you have to go. Like, you have to go. So she's like, okay, like, fine. Like, so they end up, like, going. It's not really, like, a date because there's only so much you can do when you're at Playlist. But they did go to the restaurant, and they kind of just sat there and ate. And sometimes fans end up, I don't even know how. Like, sometimes they, like, go and they print out, like, a fake badge. And sometimes they can get away with it. They were sitting there eating. And first of all, she was texting me and she was like, oh my god, dude, like he's so rude. Like I don't know why he's so rude, but he's so rude to me. And I was like, that's weird. Like he seems so sweet, like especially on like video and stuff, like he seems so sweet. She's like, no dude, like he's so like rude. Like all he talks about is money and how like how big he is and how like rich he is and how like all this, like that's all he was talking about. They were finished eating and like I said, I don't know how fans get in here, but apparently like a group of fans like swarmed him and was like, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? Which mind you was really rude considering they were eating food. The security ended up getting them out, but he didn't want to be like rude to the fans, so he ended up stepping out with the fans and taking pictures and leaving Chloe in the restaurant. And so the bill comes and Chloe is like sitting here stuck with the bill and like, what does she do? Does she pay? Does she not? Right? So she's sitting there and waiting for him to come back. He ends up coming back and sees the bill on the table and does nothing, like doesn't reach for it, nothing, right? And so she's like, what the fuck? Like, so she tries to reach for it to do like the whole grabbing thing. Tell me why he lets her fucking pay. You're bragging about how much money you have and shit. Why don't you take all that money and wipe your fucking ass? Because you just made my best friend pay on her first date. So she ended up paying for this shitty fucking date, right? You know when you're like fantasize over someone for so long and then like you meet them, like you're kind of blinded by like the way that you have perceived them for so long. I think that was her issue. I don't fucking know. Later that evening, we all ended up going back to the hotel, drinking again like always, and Chloe ended up running into a musician and ended up leaving off with him and doing stuff with him. Walking through the hotel, they were holding hands, they were making out, they were like getting frisky, basically just like walking around, and Doug ended up walking past them. Doug ended up texting Chloe and was like, ooh, I seen you with the musician, and we're not gonna even give him a name, but like Doug was like, oh, I seen you with the musician, like what's that about? But like Chloe didn't think anything of it because like he was rude on the date, he made her pay, so she was kind of like over it, but like still kind of into him because like, you know, famous. She was like, yeah, like I wish it was you, because she was still trying to flirt with him and like still liked him. So she was like, yeah, I wish it was you. He was like, well, come up to my hotel room then. And she was like, okay. So she left the musician guy. Queen, like this is why we're best friends, because that's like some queen savage shit, okay? Leave one guy and go to the next. On to the next, bitch. If guys can do it, why can't we? So she ends up going to Doug's room, okay? She's in there and all of his friends are there. Like he's super close with his friends. He has his camera out and he basically kept asking her to like sleep with like him and all of his friends on camera. And she was like, she kind of thought like it was part of like the video. He's like, no, like sleep with all of us, sleep with all of us. And eventually the camera gets turned off and he's still talking about it. So she's like, what the fuck? First of all, he didn't even ask her if it was okay to film her. He just did it, right? So she already felt awkward. She was already a little bit drunk, so she kind of just like went along with it, but like she felt super awkward but like didn't really say much. The camera's turned off and all of a sudden they're all like doing a bunch of drugs, like coke, like all of this shit, and she was like, what the fuck? Like, I did not think these people did any of this, right? And so she's like shocked and feels super uncomfortable because she's like, okay, I don't do drugs. I didn't know these people were gonna be here. Why am I being filmed? Why is he asking me to sleep with him and all of his friends? And why the fuck is Doug doing drugs? That rhymes. Doug doing drugs. I should put that on a t-shirt. And so she's like fucking like, she's like, what the fuck is happening? She's texting me. She's like, Karlee, like knock on the door, like come get me, like what the fuck? Because remember, they're only across the hall. He like asks her because she's not doing any drugs. He's like, hey, like I can get you whatever I want. Like I have money, I have connections, like whatever alcohol you want, whatever drugs you want, anything, I got you. She's like, no, like I don't really want anything. And he keeps like pushing her like, are you sure? Like I can get this, I can get that, I can get this and that, I can get this right now, or like I got you, like I have money, like I got you, like you don't have to worry about anything with me, baby. And she's like, what the fuck? Like this is so weird. All of the friends end up leaving. She's like still freaking out. She's like, dude, I'm alone with him. Like he's on drugs. Like he's nothing like I thought he was. He's literally just like going crazy. Oh my God, like his friends are gone. Like what do I do? And I was like, okay, like I was like, whatever you do, like just don't take a drink from him and like watch what he's doing at all times. Because like, and I was like, if you feel uncomfortable, let me know and I'll literally bang on the door, or I'll call security to go and do like a welfare check in that room. I'll be like, hey, like I hear someone screaming, like can you check, right? She's like, okay, I got you. So I'm sitting in the room with Caitlin and we're like trying to listen into the door because remember, we're right across. So we try to listen, but we don't really hear much. So we just go back into the room and we sit there, and like 30 minutes goes by and she's not texting me or anything. So I was like, oh, they must be like fine. They must be having a good time, whatever. Like literally 5 minutes after I literally was like, oh, she's fine. After the 30 minutes goes by, she comes barging and knocking into the door, and I open the door and she's like breathing heavily. She's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was like, what's wrong? She's like, dude, he's gonna think I'm crazy, but I just cussed him out. I was like, why? She's like, I don't know, like he made me a drink and I swear I saw him put something in it. Like I swear, like because you told me to keep my eye out, I did. Like I saw him put something in there. I swear to God. I was like, well, did you drink it? Like, are you good? Like what the fuck happened? Like, do you know for sure? Are you just overthinking it? Like what's wrong? She's like, no, Karlee, like I saw him put something in the drink. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? So she got up, yelled at him, lost her fucking shit, and he like was confused, right? Like he was like, what? Like, what are you saying? And so I guess to this day, we don't really know if he did put something in her drink or not. And it's such a big claim, which is another reason why we're not saying his name, that we're not gonna say that he did or not. However, I think he did, especially because he was like literally nothing like his videos. Like we were shocked. Like obviously I wasn't there and I never spoke to him like personally, other than just giving Doug Chloe's number. But like he was so fucking different. Apparently like Chloe could swear that he was like a different person. Like, this YouTube series probably is going to be like the behind the scenes of YouTube, and how like the people that are made to look bad on YouTube are usually the nicest people I've ever met, and then the people that are nice on YouTube are usually like the rudest, disrespectful people I've ever met. It's so weird to me how like that's how life works. But I guess the overall thing on the story time is, I guess, don't believe everything you see, don't believe everything you hear. And there's so much that goes on behind closed doors. Even if you think people have receipts and whatever, there's so much more than even those things that you have no idea on what's going on. And honestly, as someone who grew up watching YouTube, it's kind of heartbreaking for me meeting people that I've looked up to and then them being completely different people. And that's why I preach so, like, that's why I'm so about being real, because like I don't want someone to meet me and me be a totally different person. I guess it's just like crazy, and I guess you guys will hear more and more and more stories, but I guess you guys probably have some guesses in your head. I feel like honestly, you guys might have a name in your head and you might be like, no, there's no way that it's this person. And you're probably sitting there and you're probably thinking like, oh my God, and like there's no way that it's this person. And honestly, that's probably who it is, because it literally is so crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. It's not like super crazy, but I guess just like be careful. Make sure you're always with a friend if you go into someone's room. Always watch what that person is doing, and never let them make you a drink. Make your own and then let them drink it first, or like something like that. And yeah, just be careful and be safe. And yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, if you guys could do me a favor and go over to Josh's channel and go and watch his music video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on his post notifications for his channel. He's working really hard on releasing music, and showing him some love would really give him the motivation to continue. Also, there was a video posted on the Karlee and Josh channel today. There was also a podcast posted today. So me and Josh do podcasts every Monday. So if you guys haven't subscribed, it's completely free on Apple Podcasts, and you guys can listen to it there. It's also on Spotify and a bunch of other stuff. It's all linked down below. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for another story time. I love you guys so much, and stay confident. Mwah! Bye, beautifuls.